Okay, this is the first and possibly the last time that I'm ever gonna do something like this. I don't know. I just felt like instead of typing out a big thing, I would make a video because that would make it really easy and then people wouldn't need to read all of my shit and get bored with it. I wanted to talk about two things. First of all, something is going on online that really pissed me off. There was a girl that made a rant against BOTDF and against Davi, and it was posted on YouTube and then shared some of the BOTDF hate pages, and everybody just focused on the fact that she had a fucking Black Veil Bride's hat on during the entire video, which is ridiculous as fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and defend Black Veil Brides or anything like that because I fucking hate that band, but seriously, BOTDF is a cancer to society. Davi needs to be stopped, and people need to know the truth about them and what they're doing, and specifically what he's doing. So if somebody is brave enough to put up with the Slash Terror crew bullying them just to get the word out there about how they feel now that they know the truth about that scumbag, I think that you should give them a fucking break. One of my best friends, who I consider to be a little sister, I mean, she's just an online friend and stuff, but I really consider her to be a little sister to me, and she is a huge Black Veil Brides fan, and she thinks that Andy Ballsack saved her fucking life. And, you know, I get over it, because she doesn't get butthurt about the things that I post on hate pages. I admin several hate pages, and I hate on Black Veil Brides all the time, and she doesn't get butthurt. She laughs at it, and she hates BOTDF, and, you know, totally supports that cause. That's our common ground. Plus, she's a super cool person who's totally rational and logical and doesn't act like the typical fans out there. So, you know, I respect her for that. We have a mutual respect. And I think that if anybody is cool enough to support a cause like this, you should give them a fucking break. Because this isn't about whether or not somebody is a scene kid or whether or not somebody likes some shitty band that you don't like. It should be on an individual basis. What that person is like as a person. I don't just blindly hate all scene kids or all people who listen to certain music that I don't like, because that's bullshit and that's close-minded and that would make me a fucking elitist. And I'm not anywhere near that. I don't even consider myself a metalhead in the slightest, because I like so many fucking different things. But it's just this attitude that something I've seen in like this hate page community, that people think that you need to be an exact certain way and hate all these certain bands just to participate in something against one particular band. I think that's bullshit. I think that's ignorant. I think that it needs to stop. I think that you are all being complete idiots and you're making the rest of us look bad. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is something that I haven't really spoken about to an extent on any of the pages that any of the pages that I admin on, simply because it would be a really long fucking paragraph, well, several paragraphs, and nobody wants to read that shit, so it's way easier to do it in here. Yes, I used to be a BOTDF fan. I am ex-Terror crew, or whatever. I used to be one of those idiots who thought that Davi Vanity could do no wrong, and, you know, I hung out on hate pages because I was open-minded and didn't get butthurt about things and didn't really care if people made fun of bands that I liked. But I would just sit there and see everything that they were saying and just shrug it off and be like, no, that's all lies because Davi tells us that it's all lies, and I'm just gonna follow him because he's my idol and I look up to him and blah blah blah. What ultimately happened was I started standing up for the hate pages whenever stupid fans would attack them. I would get in the fights. I would tell people, stop being ridiculous. Why aren't you open-minded like me? Why can't you understand that somebody doesn't like your favorite band? Why can't you just ignore it? Blah, blah, blah. And it got to a point where I started seeing how the fans were acting and how brainwashed they were. And for once in my life, I actually started listening to what all of the people who hate this band were talking about. I actually started looking at the information that they were putting out there with an open mind instead of, just shrugging it all off and ignoring it and saying, oh, it's lies, oh, they're making it up for attention. There is a lot of fucking evidence out there. And when I stopped shutting myself off to it, and when I started actually listening to what people were saying, and how many people have come out about this stuff, it broke my fucking heart. For real. Like, I looked up to Davi. I admired him. I actually found him attractive for some stupid reason. And, I was subscribed to his tweets. I got text messages for his tweets. A lot of that shit that he's saying, oh, people photoshopped, blah, 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 I didn't really say that. Yeah, Davi, you fucking did really say that. You know why I know you really said that? Because I got a fucking text message as soon as you made the tweet. And yeah, it's gone off of your Twitter now. But I saw every single last one of them as soon as you made those fucking tweets. I know you're a bully. I know you did that stuff. I know you said that stuff. I saw things that I really wish that I hadn't deleted off of my text messages because I was such a stupid obsessed fan, but I deleted things. I had text message proof that he told people who were hating on him to kill themselves while he was over there preaching plur and saying that we shouldn't wish death on people and we should be the bigger person and blah, 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 and trying to be all happy, sunshine and roses, and then all of a sudden fucking turning around and telling somebody that they should go kill themselves or, they're a horrible human being or something like that. It got to be too much. I couldn't ignore it anymore. There is something that I think is really fucking powerful when you have people who actually were fans, who actually listened to that music, who actually did follow him, to be able to stand up and say, you know what? I've seen his behavior, and he's a fucking douchebag. And I've seen the pictures, and I've seen the police report, and I've talked to people. I know people who I met on Twitter and stuff like that I had very brief conversations with, but people who he actually was a complete jackass to, who used to be fans, who stopped being fans of him and never came out about it. And I kind of lost touch with them over time because I just was like, oh, you don't like him now. You were never /Gash Terror Crew to begin with. So I'm not speaking to you anymore because everything you're saying is bullshit. It's not bullshit. He treats the fans like crap. He treats the other bands that he's on tour with like crap. It's ridiculous. And I think that people need to stop getting on each other about stupid little differences. Because this is a bad man. And he should not be making music. And he should not be marketing it towards impressionable kids. It's just not good for anybody. And the fact that the parents are letting him get away with it is really fucking sad that they are ignoring this shit too. He is not inspirational. There is nothing about his music that I ever found inspirational, even when I was a fan. It's generic lyrics that some of it is stolen from people, and there's just no substance to any of it. Everything that he says is shallow because he wants to be inspirational, and he wants to, put on this act of changing lives and being a good person and shit, but he's not. No matter how many people say that he's a good person, he's not. Maybe he tries, but he's not trying hard enough. And it broke my fucking heart. It really, really did. And, that's something that I've had to get over. But I really hate seeing people in the community who are trying to stand up against him and trying to make a difference in this cause. I really hate seeing people like that being shit on just because they are still seen or they do still like some shitty band here or there or whatever. Because in the end, it's not the differences that we need to focus on. It's what brings us together. And I think we just need to have an open fucking mind. Because the Slash Gash Terror Crew goes after every single person who speaks out about that scumbag. I'm probably gonna get hate for speaking out about him. Well, guess what, Davi Vanity? If you ever watch this, you broke my fucking heart. I believed in you. I thought that I could look up to you. And after seeing the things that you've done, and seeing all of the proof, and seeing the evidence, the videos of you acting like a douche, seeing you go off on that girl on stage, seeing those tweets that you sent to people that I respect, because all these haters that you hate, when the Slash Gash Terror Crew and the BVB Army told me that I was a shit fan and I wasn't a real fan because I supported haters because I was open-minded about people hating on my favorite bands, when I was abandoned by people who were supposed to be family, these haters that you're going off on and telling people to kill themselves and stuff, those are my family. Those are the people who stood by me and told me that even though I listened to that shitty music that you make, that because I was respectful, that they loved me, and that I still had a place with them, that I still had a family with them. That's family. That's loyalty. That's dedication. Not your stupid Slash Gash Terror Crew Army, not your or whatever. All of that is bullshit. I was so hurt when I was still a fan, when I was still supposed to be family, just because I didn't like every little thing you did. I'm glad that I found people who, respect me and understand me and actually stand behind me and actually are a real family to me. Because these fan bases and these bands are a fad. And it's full of drama, and it's full of bullshit, and it's worshipping people that don't deserve praise. And I think that if it's allowed to continue, there's gonna be a lot of really fucked up kids out there.